Welcome to Ravenloft is for Lovers. I'm Baron, and joining me are these guys. This is a joint campaign between Blue Dragon Guild and JNJ Tabletop, and the man, the myth, the legend, Nooch the Barkeep. If you guys would just go around and introduce yourselves, please.
Starting with.
In whatever order you want.
All right. Well, due to my illustrious introduction, I am Nooch. I am miraculously no longer a barkeep because I'm old and enfeebled. And yeah, I'm a Scorpio.
Nice.
There you go. I'm Jake, one of the JNJ Tabletop peoples, and yeah, I like Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop role playing games, long walks on the beach, and yes, these fine fellows right here. So, how about you, Mr. Josh?
I'm Josh, as you said, also one of the J's in JNJ Tabletop. I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm also here because of these fine gentlemen, and very excited to be a player again. It's the first time being a player in, I think, 2 years.
It's been a while.
Or probably more than 2 years now.
Oh.
But
Right on.
yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for doing this.
Of course. Mackenzie.
I'm Mackenzie. I play regularly with Baron in person, but we're so far away from each other right now that I couldn't make it. Probably, I don't know, might be the newest to all these guys playing D&D, but still, 10 years isn't really that new. I'm excited. I'm glad they have me, and when I'm not on next week's episode, they voted me off.
I didn't realize it was going to
That'd
be
be
that kind
so
of a game.
wild. Could you imagine a D&D campaign that's
I
a
would-
reality show?
Survivor?
Oh my goodness!
Where you
I just
can
went to that same place.
vote
That would be
PCs
incredible.
off.
Let's do it.
Like, no, I killed the boss. I've got immunity this week. You gotta kick someone else off.
The wheels are turning up here. All
Oh
right.
my gosh.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is the first official live stream continuous game here on the Blue Dragon Guild. J&J Tabletop have their own continuous game, Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. You can catch that typically every Sunday over on their Twitch channel, and then they post the episodes up later on their YouTube. I'll put a link to all of that down in the description after this live stream is over. Does anybody else have any random announcements? Mackenzie should.
Oh, yeah. If you are watching, which I know you are, the Blue Dragon Guild is actually putting on part of a Final Boss Comic-Con happening at the University of Rye Grand on July 16th. Right now we have about 40 vendors, 3 food truck stuff outside, different tournaments, Smash Brothers, Melee, Magic. Somebody's coming that I've sent to Baron. I got to get his information. A YouTuber guy has 20,000 followers, I think is what he told me. And we oddly met just because I wanted to buy a video game off of him. So that'll be cool. Some dudes that work for Marvel, Crunchyroll, and Universal Studios will also be there. So check out the link on Facebook, Final Boss Con, or www.finalbosscon.com.
Awesome.
This is the thing that you guys started. This is your con.
Yeah.
What?
Us. We talked to the people at Rio Esports, Ray, very good, connect to get all the gym stuff for us, and a gentleman, Matt Addis, who I know playing Fantasy League with. We all work together and was like, hey, let's just put a con on. So
That's awesome.
For the reason, that's what we're doing.
That's very cool.
I will say the Blue Dragon Guild contribution has been 100% Mackenzie, and the rest of us have been like, good job, buddy.
You had me at food truck. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, we can get started. In the realm of Bastion, our story begins in the Black Barrel Meadery. Recently, there have been an increase in werewolf activity in this area, so a lot of the townsfolk are in an uproar. The name of the town is Shimmertown. Entering the bar, the smell of cooking bacon hits your nose. A burly figured halfling woman sits behind the bar looking over some papers. She looks up and greets you. Nooch, if you would please describe and introduce your character.
So I play a gentleman by the name of Aloran. Pull up descriptive notes. Aloran is not incredibly tall, but definitely fairly lithe. He's upper 5 foot range. Very slender wood elf. He's got like this kind of like a ombre pattern to his hair. It usually is kind of like dreaded, kind of wild, and usually he just kind of like keeps it tame by shoving it all together. And kind of carries himself in a very calm and like perceptive manner. Like he's doesn't have shifty eyes, but he takes in everything as he walks.
Cool. All right. As you're walking through, she kind of peeks up. What can I do for you?
Yes. Perhaps I'll start with a glass of wine and perhaps some bacon. It does smell quite delicious.
Yes, we can do both of those. Would you like the elderberry wine? Fresh imported.
What could be better?
Excellent. She hops down off the bar and runs in the back, and she comes
What time
out.
of day is it? Is this okay for me to be getting wine and bacon?
Well,
It's a great combo. I love it.
It's about like 1:00 in the afternoon.
That's good enough. Okay.
Yeah. And she brings the bottle out. She pours you a mug. So says, "So what are you in town for?"
Oh, just passing through. Perhaps a bit of business. Is there anyone else in the meadery with me?
There are a few other people in there. Mostly they're just workers. You think they're kind of just getting ready for the day. There are a few other patrons in there as well. There's a very scruffy looking dwarf and a kind of a shifty looking tabaxi.
So I'll oh, she poured my mug, right? So she's still standing there?
Yep.
Perfect. I'll be like, sorry. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Gilly. Gilly Goss Gaines. I don't know if you heard of me. I did quite a bit of adventuring back in the day, but now I'm retired and I run this bar.
Let's find out if I do know her.
Absolutely. Give me a history check.
First roll of the night is a 19.
19.
Plus things? Plus 1. 20.
All right. Yeah, you do recognize the name Gilly Goss Gaines, but she's more commonly known as 3G in the Adventurers Network.
Big 3G.
Yep.
Is she phased out by 4G?
A little. I mean, she's still hanging on here and there, but mostly it's just hangs out in the bar.
AT&T did drop 3G coverage.
Dang.
That's not it.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, 3G.
Yeah. Yes,
I was
yes.
wondering, God, the stories that you must have.
Ah, they're up there.
Now say, obviously you were an adventurer. You have the heart of an adventurer.
Yes, yes.
Now there's this gentleman over my shoulder. Perhaps has seen better days. Uh, Looks a little uncomfortable in the current environment. What's your take?
Oh, that's Roy. He comes here every once in a while. He's harmless. I think he tries to look shady to get people to come talk to him, but he's he's harmless.
Just a bit of a loner, perhaps?
Yeah, probably.
Understood. Well, thank you so much for the wine, Reed.
Yes.
This is a pleasure.
Yes, of course. Well, if you have any other questions, just let me know.
I will be happy.
That's like 1G.
All right. Now we jump over into the streets of Shimmertown. Traversing through the market square, a pair of travelers are turning heads as they walk. Looking around at all the different market stalls, the clothing here seems a bit laid back, which is quite comforting, despite many thinking you out of place. Josh, will you please describe and introduce your character?
Sure. My character, Shelmatark Brightwater, goes by Ark, usually. He is, oh gosh, like close to 7.5 feet tall. Bugbear, of course. And, as far as just what he looks like, he's got this like reddish brown hair, lots of it. Where you could see the skin, it's kind of like got this like kind of yellowy tint. About 300 pounds. He's a big boy, and his eyes are it's like a deep orangey brown kind of color, kind of like if you've ever seen like a German shepherd's eyes, like where it's like that. So that's what you see.
Cool. Suddenly, you notice that your brother is no longer at your side. Glancing about, you see he has been roped in by a rather seedy-looking merchant. Jake, if you would, please describe and introduce your character.
All right. My character's name is Seth Brightwater, and is not a bugbear, is human. He is not very tall. He's about 5'7", kind of not on the athletic looking either, very little scrawny. He's got pretty typical like I would say nondescript commoner clothes. He's got a brown traveler's cloak. He's got very dark brown eyes, kind of like I do. He's got some like tan skin. He's got very short cropped black hair, and he's very young. He's 16 years old, and
Awesome.
that's what you see.
Awesome. All right. As you guys continue your conversation with the sorry, I lost my train of thought. Jake, as you begin your conversation with this merchant, he says, "Ah, yes, young man. I have everything you could ever need. What about this nice cloak? You see how it shimmers?" And he kind of flips it back and forth. And yeah, there's a slight shimmer to it, but nothing to really write home about.
Oh, that looks like a really nice cloak. I don't know if I need one right now. What else do you?
Yes. I
Yeah.
understand you might not need a cloak, but once you hear what this cloak does, you will need it.
Oh,
This cloak was worn by the general of the last Goblin War. He was known as Dalsharn the Unworthy. He went missing mysteriously after the war. No one quite knows what happened. But yet his cloak made his way to me.
I think Seth's eyes kind of get big, like wow. And he goes, "Wow!" And they actually shift slightly from dark brown to like a very palish light blue as he's like, "Oh, a famous general?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, wow!" And correct me if I'm wrong, Baron. Is this something that he would even potentially even have the chance of knowing
Um,
based on his history?
I would say the chance is pretty low.
Okay, it was just pretend. I don't even want to roll. What kinds of things did he do?
Oh, he stopped all the goblins from up north from invading the empire down below. Well, that was, in the early days of the empire before they really had a foothold. But you know these things. Yes,
Yeah.
this cloak served him very well, and it too can be yours.
Hey, Ark, check this out.
Chef.
What?
Where-
This cloak belonged to some famous general.
Where-
We should get this.
You know you need to stay by my side. What are you doing? You had me worried sick.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't
Seth, I thought I lost you again.
No. Well, I didn't mean to scare you like that, Ark. I'm sorry.
You two, as your bout there comes to an end, you notice that the merchant has shrunk back and is steering clear of you guys now. Ark, you're quite positive it is because of you.
Forgive me. My name is Shalmatok. You may call me Ark.
Yeah,
And
yes.
he gives a deep bow.
The merchant just kind of gives you a nod, like, okay. So, do you want the cloak?
He said it's pretty cool.
I would prefer a cloak to be warm.
Well, that's not what you know what I mean. Come on.
Who did this cloak belong to?
It
General
was
something.
it was Dalsharn the Unworthy. He's kind of getting his gusto back up now, and he's moving up. And Ark, I would say you would know this with your time spent with your master and other things, adventuring around. You would know who Dalsharn the Unworthy is. You know that he was a general during the Goblin Wars. That was about 100 years ago. And his whole thing was he always said he was unworthy to lead the troops, but everybody loved and respected him. That's why he got the nickname Dalsharn the Unworthy. You know that at the end of the Goblin Wars, he battled a lich that was actually behind the entire thing. And he went missing after that. But the lich had fallen and all was well.
Do I know the name of the lich?
That you will need to give me a history check on.
That is just 13 even.
13.
Or odd.
You can't quite recall the name. It's not a name that's really boasted about, just because it was 100 years ago and it's still kind of fresh in a lot of elves' minds, let alone the people's minds. So they don't like to state his name. Kind of a Voldemort effect.
Sure.
All right.
Oh my.
That was the live stuff.
What was it, Nooch?
Shit. I
What's
had to
up?
look and see how old I was. There.
Yeah.
How did you come upon this cloak?
Oh, I got it in a trade with some goods from some travelers. They had gone through the forests up north, and they said they found it.
I'll kind of look at Seth. Does Seth look? Does it look like it's something like you would really want, or like something like that? Are you like sold on it, or like what's a?
Obviously, because you're his brother, you know that his eyes have shifted from a very, very like pale, like baby blue,
Mhm.
to a deeper blue, which actually happened kind of as specifically when you said, "I almost lost you again."
Mhm.
So he seems much more interested in like if you're okay, more than like the cloak. And like it seemed kind of just
Okay.
yeah.
Like what was once exciting is now like you're
Yeah,
on to the
whatever.
next thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ark will just say,
This is a very impressive item to come across. I'm very in awe of being able to see this. But I do not think I could afford it. Nor do I need it. Nor would it fit me.
Oh, I'm sure it would fit you well. Maybe a bit short, but your friend there, he would look dashing in this, and it's only a meager 75 gold. Who can't afford that?
That would be me. I can't afford that, sir. What's your name?
My name? Rufasio. Rufasio, the merchant of Shoretown.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't have that kind of money. Thanks though.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess come back when you do have the money.
Oh,
It
okay.
may still be here.
All right. Good luck with that, Mufasio.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Perhaps do you know the direction of Black Barrel Meadery?
Ah, yes. Quite a lovely establishment, if I do say so myself. If you continue on down the street here and take a left and then a right and then another left, it will be right there.
How many of those?
Down the street, a left, and then a right, and then it will be right there.
Yes. I'm glad you remembered, because I said it and I just forgot.
Breaking the fourth wall.
All right. So he bids you farewell, and as you make your way through the market, it's starting to pick up. It's pretty lively middle of the day, but as you make your lefts and your rights, you come across into kind of like an odd clearing for the middle of town. But then you see this giant building that that looks like it is actually designed to be a barrel. It's been stained black, and it looks like they painted. I've already forgotten. It looks like they painted Black Barrel Meadery across it to make it look like it was like a stamp. Doesn't look like there's too many people going in and out of there, but it's there.
We'll just I will look to Seth, pat you on the back gently. I've
Thanks.
known you long enough to know my own strength, I think.
Yeah.
He is a gentle giant for the most part, unless he needs to not be gentle. And so he'll pat you on the back and just say,
Well, this is it, brother. Hopefully there's time for a little bit of mead before we get to business.
Kind of smiles big. He's got big dimples.
If there's a wine that I love, it's a honey wine. I do love honey.
Yeah, well, this looks like a pretty cool building, huh? It just looks like he's kind of just appreciating just how unique it is and stuff like that. You think we'll find where your master is? In here?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
All right. As you guys walk in the door, you see that there is a burly halfling woman there. Looks like she's serving up some drinks. You see rather scudly-looking dwarf there. See a shady-looking tabaxi, and you see an elven fellow sitting there. The halfling lady says, more travelers. Welcome to the Black Barrel Meadery. What can we do for you today?
Meeting a friend here, but if I could, I would love a glass of mead.
Oh, yes, we can. What?
Is it bacon?
It is, in fact, bacon. Yes. I will get you your meat, and if you don't mind my asking, who's the friend you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking for a man named Ellerin.
Lauren, as you hear your name being said, you turn around and you see these two guys.
Lauren, what an interesting name. And who might you two be? Perhaps Ark?
Perhaps who?
Ark?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
What do you think I said? Ark?
I thought you said Mark, and then I was
maybe
like,
this is Mark.
oh, wait a second, that rhymes with it. Yeah, it's been a long day, guys.
New character.
I'm just going to keep coming up with names that rhyme with Ark and call you those.
Why, yes. My name is Olk. It's very nice to meet you.
Excellent. This is great. And who might you be?
Oh, I'm Seth.
Seth.
Yes.
Phenomenal. Seth, why don't you two grab your drinks and come meet me over by, we'll get a table, perhaps near, I don't know, that Tabaxi fellow looks interesting. Let's go and say hello to him.
Seth just looks at Ark like,
I'll nod and say,
I'll go over and I'll sit next to the Tabaxi.
can I just ask, is the Tabaxi, do I know the Tabaxi? Is it who I think it is?
You do not know this Tabaxi.
Okay.
He like I said, he looks kind of shifty, and at this point, he looks a little slightly nervous as your new acquaintance sits down next to him. And Lauren, as you do sit down next to him, he goes, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
Oh, hello. This is Roy and not the person that I know?
This is, in fact, Roy, yes. Who is the person that you know?
I was asking you, not as Lauren. Sorry.
I know.
Okay. It is Roy?
Yes,
Okay.
This is a gentleman named Roy.
And has no relation to the individual that I'm aware of?
Not that you're aware of.
Okay, great. Like, Roy, I was talking to 3G over there. She said you were very interested in people, which is why you sit here and look so shifty so people will come and talk to you. So here I am.
He kind of shrinks down at that. He's like, I get lonely.
I understand. You know who's great conversation?
Who?
That dwarven fellow. Why don't you go and talk to him for a little while?
Give me an intimidation check.
Sure.
Can I accidentally assist in that?
21.
Never mind.
I'm gonna keep rolling this metal die.
Metal die. Roy kind of like scampers up and runs over there and sits next to the dwarf, and the dwarf just kind of looks at him like, You now have the table all to yourself.
Perfect.
As you all sit down at the table, Gilly brings your drinks out, and she says, "So I heard you say you're a Lauren. Your name's Ark, sir.
Indeed.
You must be acquaintances of Doug." Well,
And how do you know Doug?
oh, Doug. Doug and I go way back. Stood me up on a date once.
Oh,
Not a
Better
big
for
fan
you.
of Doug. He's a little bit of a flake, but he does get things done.
a man of big ideas, that Doug.
Yes, yes. So, here you go. Lauren, this was left for you. She hands you a small letter, and it has your name on it, really horribly misspelled.
Naturally.
Do you open it up?
I know for the plot I should, but I don't know the two people yet, so I probably wouldn't until I get to know them a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Now you're all sitting there. What you talking about?
It's a very small world, isn't it? How did you know my name as well?
Well, just as our former adventurer and now barkeep 3G had told us, we both know Bobtail. And dear old Bobtail Doug told me that you had some information for me regarding a certain uncouth individual. I've been after him for quite some time now, and that is how I know you. Now, I would greatly appreciate any and all information that you have on the individual known as Jogrin.
Jogrin.
Jogrin. That is why you are here, is it not?
Bogrin.
Ark, if you would give me a history check
Okay.
with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. All right. Well, I'm glad you said that. That is 12. Just you.
There's about 5 minutes of an awkward silence as Ark is sitting there, racking every inch of his brain. And finally, Ark, it comes to you. You remember hearing of a Jogrin who had attacked the elves of Valnost in the south, and he's been on the run for quite some time, and you do know that there's been a lot of werewolf activity in the area, and you think this may be related to the symbol found left at your master's place.
Well,
Those are all vowels, yes.
I regret to inform you, I don't know much about Jogrin. I know probably something you already know is that he attacked the southern elves. And my suspicion is he's involved in some of the recent talk of werewolves that we've heard. I think the reason our friend Bobtail linked us together might be. Well, recently I found a scroll with a black crescent moon. But aside from that, I don't have much to offer you.
Does that symbol ring any bells for me?
It absolutely would. You know that that's a calling card of Jogren. Typically, when he leaves that behind, it's when he has infiltrated a place, not in his hybrid form, when he's gone in as like his just regular humanoid form. And typically, he leaves a pretty nasty mess behind. But you've heard rumors that on occasion he'll just nap people.
Unfortunately, it seems that we are destined to be together. I would greatly appreciate seeing that scroll if you do not mind.
I would greatly appreciate seeing that scroll, if you do not mind.
Oh, well, I don't have a scroll, I have a letter, and I haven't even seen it myself, so how could I possibly give you something that I myself have not laid eyes on to know if that information is mine to even divulge?
Why don't you guys trade? Seth is kind of looking back like, duh.
Tell you what, why don't we both open our respective parchments and let's see what they both say, and then we can decide if we would like to share said information with one another or not. Is that
This is
fair to you,
acceptable.
Ark and Boy?
My name's Seth.
Seth, I don't
Yeah.
know if I got that or not, so I wasn't sure. I apologize.
That's okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Seth.
No, you too.
A weird thing about you. And I'll open up my letter.
All right. You open up your letter, and it says, Lauren, my friend, it would seem our paths have just crossed. And there's a line that is kind of scratched out. And it says, definitely wasn't a planned passing. I found a potential lead. Wait here for Ark. Nice fellow. If I've not returned by the 6th hour, come to the Briarstone Caves. Bobtail Doug. And there's a little paw print signature on there.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I bring out my scroll as well, but I think the only thing on my scroll is the Black Crescent Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. And Lauren, you do, like, you recognize it almost immediately. Like, that's definitely Jogren's calling card.
That's definitely him. Okay. Excellent. Now, what my letter here is from our illiterate friend Bobtail is saying that I am to wait for you, and here you are, which is wonderful, and then we are to wait for roughly 5 hours, and you may be here, right? Because you said it was like 1 o'clock, right? So we have to wait till 6.
By the time Seth and Ark have got there, it's probably about 3 o'clock. Okay. So you've just kind of been hanging out and enjoying your food and
eating bacon and drinking wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally the definition of living the dream.
Yeah. There might be cheese there too. Who knows?
Ooh.
Man.
A little charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are to wait to potentially meet our mutual acquaintance Bobtail here around 6 or so. And if he is not to come, then we are to go and hunt him down and most likely get him out of some sort of perilous predicament.
Ark, you feel that that's pretty valid.
May I see this letter myself?
You look at the letter and say you've not seen much of Bobtail Doug's handwriting, but I mean, there's the paw print, and it reads how he would talk. So,
If Aloran would share it, I take out my magnifying glass and just kind of go
Yeah,
over
I'd
it
hand it over.
with the magnifying glass. Not even necessarily like, I don't know if he would expect to find anything, but he would just do it and then just
Thank you.
and
Or,
hand it back.
What kind
I
of
like-
trouble do you think you might be in?
I think our individual may have done what he's good at and gotten in over his head. Or he is coming back with some information that could benefit both of us in tracking down my quarry and the mysterious individual that seems to have left you a scroll. Now, what sort of activities would your friend be getting into in order to warrant such a scroll? Was their place disheveled when you found them? A little destroyed, perhaps ripped to shreds?
I just want to confirm with Baron, the only thing out of the ordinary was the scroll, right? Like the place wasn't wrecked or anything like that.
that is correct.
Yeah.
It wasn't disheveled. It was exactly as my master would have left it. Except for the presence of the scroll.
Interesting.
And Ark, you remember the scroll was placed like blatantly obvious, like no one would ever place a scroll like in the middle of the floor, like it was meant to be found.
It was like he wanted me to find it.
Well, of course. What good is a calling card? No one's there to call on it.
All right.
And Seth's just been like, just every time one of you speaks, just dialed in fully.
They're looking back and forth. Does it look like Roy was trying to listen in on our conversation at all? That's
Give
why I
me-
sent him over to the dwarf so that he.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. But I have a +7, so that's a +7, 15.
15. You notice that he's been like glancing over at you, but you don't think that he's listening. You think he's more so just like trying not to cross you.
Just like weirded out because I kicked him out of his seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you all notice that the dwarf has since got up and left, and Roy's just sitting there kind of like just shriveled down as much as he can, just like
I think Ark would kind of like lean in to Aloran and just say,
Your friend Roy. Was that Solomon dance in the name of privacy? Or is there something else I'm missing?
I merely wanted to send Roy away because I would like to have this position. This is a good position within the Black Barrel Meadery. And an individual like Roy who is paying attention isn't necessarily good for specific talks. So it's best to get them worried about you so they don't try to listen in too much.
Very well.
Tell me, are you card players at all? And I guess
play
like while
cards.
we're waiting, I'll just like pull out my playing card set and we'll just kill some time.
Yes, that's a play.
All right. You guys,
play.
are you guys playing for money or just playing?
Seth doesn't mention the idea. He
I'd
wants to
say
learn the
just
game.
playing it first is what I would offer.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys play through a few rounds. Everybody wins like one game, and one game, strangely enough, comes out to a draw. And none of you have ever seen that before in this game.
Somebody.
The time passes by, and Gilly comes by and asks if you want anything else to eat. And if you do, please mark 2 silver off of your money trackers for food and drink. Eventually, 6 o'clock, the 6th hour comes and goes, and no sign of Bobtail Doug.
Well, seems we're at the witching hour, as it were. Do you care to go out and explore at night, or are you more daytime folk?
I explore whenever the time is right. Be it
So, someone
day
needs
or
help.
night.
I mean, yeah, right. If he needs some help, we should go help him.
Very well.
All right.
Let's settle up and go see what sort of trouble Bobtail's gotten himself into this time.
All right. You all make your way to the Briarstone Cave, as you all are fairly familiar with this. In Doug's letter, he put caves, plural, but you all know it's just one giant cave. And you think that's due to Doug just kind of being up in the clouds, not really knowing left from right sometimes. But you make your way there, and starting to get a little dark, and you notice it's kind of foggy out, abnormally so for the evening. As you come up,
You said it's getting foggy. Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
As you come up to the cave, you see there's a figure outside. Looks like he's kind of milling around. Looks like he's maybe measuring something. Do you approach?
I would. I would probably try and like sneak up and get a better view of them,
Okay.
and not just like go jaunting up.
Okay. If you were going to sneak, please give me a stealth.
Sure. That is a 17.
All right. Yeah, you are moving without a noise. You guys see Aloran. He just kind of holds up a hand for you to stop, and then he just kind of blends into the mist. Aloran, as you get...
Technically, I have advantage on a stealth check because of that wood elfness, which is
yes.
more.
All right. Well, you definitely disappear into the foggy mist. As you get up there, you see that there's a cat-like creature. Looks like he's got a stick, and he's like almost like measuring the opening of this cave. Mackenzie, if you would, please introduce your character.
So the character is kind of like a calico-looking style cat. Not very tall, real skinny. You see it kind of has a couple short swords on him and a hand axe on his back, and obviously just measuring some stuff.
Lauren, you do recognize that is in fact Bobtail Doug.
Is there a small stone near me?
Yeah,
Perfect. Can I throw it at him?
you can. You chuck the stone, and it misses him, but it hits the side of the rock and ricochets back and hits him right in the forehead.
Perfect.
Hey, normally when I measure stuff, I didn't do
Simple
that.
geometry.
I'm gonna turn around.
You don't seem to see anything at first glance. Give me a perception check.
Eight.
You stand there just perplexed, and you're kind of confused as to how a rock sailed through the night and bounced off the wall and hit you in the face.
After that, I'll go and get
Turn back to the wall.
Ark and Seth, and then go and walk up to Doug.
All right. Doug, you do now hear something moving behind you. As you whip around, you see Ark and Aloran and some young kid hanging out with them.
Friends, it's been a while, but be careful. The rocks seem to be falling off the cliff. Don't want anyone to get hurt, especially the little one.
Very kind of you, Doug. How are you? How have things been?
Pretty well, pretty well. You got my letters?
Yes, very well written.
Good.
What are we preparing here?
I don't know. Hold this.
Sure.
Bobtail Doug, you have, through your sources, tracked down Jogren Moonshadow, the werewolf, to this cave. You know, a lot of people tend to give this cave a wide berth because there's a lot of weird necromantic energy comes from here. So the story goes. But you just kind of been waiting around on these guys because you simply forgot that you were supposed to return to the bar.
Makes sense. I've been, you guys are a little late, but it's fine. It's still early.
Sure.
I've tracked the werewolf into here. It's somewhere in this cave, and they said, we gotta find how wide it is.
Okay. Well, perhaps.
I don't want to go in alone.
Of course not. We wouldn't want to do that. Do you happen to have any idea of how many numbers may be inside said cave?
No.
4?
No.
8?
More than us, probably.
More than us. Good.
Why do you
Like a
need to
fair
know how
fight.
wide the cave is?
I'm not sure. I think that's why I'm measuring.
My name's Seth. By the Oh. Okay. Well, what'd you come up with?
Well, I was hoping you knew how to read a tape measure.
Sure. He just walks right over. The tape measure.
Seth, you notice it's just a stick that was freshly torn from a tree. You don't know if old Doug ripped it out of the tree or if he just found it.
Well, you might have some trouble with this one.
We can all walk through it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right,
We should do that.
perhaps, let's try and be quiet because we are currently tracking a werewolf.
I can help with that actually if if you want to.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So just kind of gather around here.
Should we hold hands?
No, that's okay. You just got to stay within. What is it, Ark?
Should we measure?
No, we're good. We're good. And he starts to move his arms around. And he casts a spell, and as he does that, you just see his eyes kind of flick over to a beautiful sunset, like the whites of his eyes, everything. It's just a sunset. And as he's done, he casts Pass Without Trace, and shadows and stuff kind of swirl around and kind of help you. So now everybody for the next hour will have a +10 to their stealth checks as long as you stay within 30 feet of me. Which he explains.
Boys.
Excellent. Ark and Lauren, as you guys move in a little closer, you get a better look at old Doug, and Doug's looking a little worse for wear. He's looking like he's maybe been sick or something.
How are we feeling, Doug? Get lunch?
Fine. Yeah, no. I would say no.
No? You're
Oh,
feeling tip
But
top?
no,
would
I
like-
still look as yellow as ever, not pale.
Good, good. Your jaundice is great on the skin.
Yes.
I would like to insight his fine.
You may.
That was a 9.
You're working with Doug. I mean, he's odd in several ways, but you think you don't get that he's putting on airs or anything. He seems to be fairly upright.
Tell me,
Doug,
Doug, did you happen to get into a scuffle with the werewolf while you were coming here?
No. Not that I remember.
You did not.
Did you?
Bit by a bug? Maybe malaria?
I haven't seen him.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for him.
About that time, you guys all hear some howls just radiate from the cave. Howl.
Well,
If I did that, my dogs would bark.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Seth immediately just looks to Ark, and you can see his eyes kind of look like a very, very potent looking yellow.
Yeah. Ark kind of puts a hand on his longsword, which it is a longsword of warning. So does it like it kind of it warns you of danger? Is there anything that I'm picking up? Is my sword's spidey senses tingling? What's going on?
Yeah, you kind of get the sense that things are about to get a little wild. So
yeah,
quite
I would,
possibly, you may wanna go and get ready for something scary.
You want?
I'm gonna pull out my bow. I'm gonna try and hide, and I am going to see. Let's see.
Okay.
I would like to The first thing I would do I would look at Seth. Let's say,
Seth, find a place to hide.
Okay. Yeah, Seth is gonna lag behind. Pretty much. Well, definitely Ark, but 5-10 feet.
and Ark would. I mean, so Lauren has already like kind of hid, right?
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah,
trying to.
Lauren's just kind of.
Okay, so Ark will look at Mr. Doug and just say,
Are you ready for a fight?
I'm always ready. Pull out two of the short swords.
he'll just say to you,
Go find a place to hide.
and he will manifest an echo, and there will be another one of him about I'd say like 10 feet away.
Okay. All right. As you guys venture down into the cave, there's a rather acrid, putrid smell that hits your nose. It's not pleasant in the slightest. And you think, yeah, if I was a werewolf hiding out, I'd probably hide in this kind of place that people are going to avoid. And you definitely feel you're in the right place. Continuing down, you notice that the fog and the mist is pretty thick within this cave, which closer to the mouth of the cave may not be that great, but may not be that abnormal. But as you get deeper in, like, it's kind of like this shouldn't be like this. It's very eerie. Slowly the cave begins to open up, and you see 3 forms moving around in the fog. For visual gaming purposes, we will pull up the map. All right. I've just kind of aligned everybody there. You can adjust your people to how you want. And you hear some talk in a odd language. Do any of you speak Undercommon?
No, I was hoping you were going to say Goblin.
I was also hoping you were going to say Goblin.
Nope. Yeah, it's in a weird language. Like, there's a few bits of like broken common in there that you catch up on, but it doesn't make sense with everything else that's being said. And how many? You guys are all moving stealthily?
Seth definitely is.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Everybody who is being stealthy, please roll me a stealth check.
And add 10.
And add 10.
Oh man, I have to roll with disadvantage, but I
plus
got a
10 is
natural.
gonna.
Yeah, no, but
Go
my high roll is a natural 20. Obviously, it doesn't count. But
First one of the game. Doesn't count.
It's a 23 for me.
Okay.
21 for Seth.
Okay. Lauren?
30,
Okay.
34.
Okay.
There it is.
Wait.
Doug?
18.
All right. You guys are moving so quiet. Seth, you kind of notice Doug starting to stumble, and right before he like kicks this rock, you quickly pick it up and set it down real quietly, and you guys are all moving in to this cavern.
That was the rock from earlier.
All right. So far, they don't seem to have noticed you guys. You can clearly see that there are 3 figures in here. This cave is strangely illuminated. You think that some weird bioluminescent like mushrooms that grow around. You've all heard of them or seen them, but there's enough light in here that you guys are able to see like normal, which is kind of odd. What would you like to do?
Do I recognize that the guy in the middle is Pilgrim?
The one in the middle is a
Because
good
I know
bit.
me, I see his name.
Yeah. You know that he's a good bit larger than the other 2 figures. But if you had to guess, you would say that's your best bet for being the guy.
Safe bet, but not guaranteed. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot the guy on the right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's all roll initiative.
Here we go. Oh, God.
6.
18.
20.
9.
What'd you get, Lauren?
21.
21. What'd you get, Ark?
18.
18. All right. All right. Lauren, you are up first. You guys have caught these ones by surprise, so we get a nice surprise round.
Surprise.
So I'll cast Hunter's Mark on Madman 2 and then shoot him with it.
All right, roll to attack.
And shoot him again. 13 plus 5, 22 total.
Okay, you definitely hit.
Okay.
That'll do.
Do I get sneak attack on this?
Yes, because they are unaware of where you are.
Yeah. 7 plus 4 from the Hunter's Mark, 2 from sneak attack is 13.
How much was it?
I think 13 total. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, 13. 13 piercing damage to Mad.
Okay. That brings us to Ark.
And I'll try.
I'm sorry, was there anything else you wanted to do?
I can't do anything else.
Okay.
That was my bonus action.
Okay. All right. Ark, you are up next.
You're muted, Josh.
Thank you. Which one did Lauren just hit? I wasn't clear.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. All right. How far away from the one on the left am I?
The one on the left, you're about 30 feet.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry. You're about 25 feet.
Okay. So I think Ark would travel the 25 feet to get to that one, preferably like to the left of it, a little bit to the left of it, if possible.
Okay.
And yeah, he would just attack with his longsword. Now, is this still considered like surprise and everything? Would I get advantage on that?
I believe. Let me double check real quick.
I guess so.
Oh my.
Come on, phone.
Do you want me to just tell you what it would have been for me to hit it with a normal attack first, and then we'll see if we can meet it?
Yes, I will say it is advantage.
Okay, cool. All right, so the lowest it could be right now is a 15, and it is a 15 to hit.
15 does in fact hit.
Okay. All right. So as a bugbear, once per combat, if I surprise a creature and hit it with an attack on my first turn in combat, the attack deals an extra 2d6 damage to it. So I will roll my d8 and then 2d6.
It absolutely does. It
Let's see
absolutely
what happens.
does.
All right. 10, 11, 12. That is 18 slashing damage.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you wish to do?
I think. Here, let me. I think I would like to just move my. Well, wait, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Just want to double check one thing. Attack. You take the attack action on your turn. All right, so I'm also going to move my echo. If I can, I would like to move him like right over here in between the two of these guys.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
And then am I within 10 feet of Madman number 1?
You are.
Okay. Then I would like to attack him.
Okay.
And that is a 17 or 18? 18 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay. Make an attack. Okay. All right. I just want to confirm with you. It doesn't say yes or no, so I would assume that I am adding like my regular damage to that. Like I have a +6 modifier. I'm assuming that that's being added.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
So that's another 10 slashing.
Okay. Ark, as you get up on this figure, you can see that this guy does not appear to be in like a werewolf form. He just looks to be some random dude. You cleave into him with your long sword, and your echo poofs up behind him and runs him through, and he just kind of crumples and lays down on the ground, bleeding quite a lot and does not appear to be breathing.
Okay. That would end my turn.
All right. All right, that brings us to Doug.
I got a straight line to the middle guy, so I'm gonna take it.
All right. No, that's wrong. All right, you are up on this rather bulky-looking werewolf. He does not have a shirt. He's got some tattered pants, in typical werewolf fashion. And he has like these blue-looking, like arcane tattoos all over his chest and arms.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out one of my short swords and then try to attempt to stab him.
Okay, give me an attack roll, please.
You got it. Let me see what that is. That is a 10.
I am afraid that is a miss. As you swing in with this sword, he kind of bobs out of the way and snarls at you.
Just because that snarl, I'll give him an action surge.
All right.
It's too bad. That's a 10 again.
This time you swing and he kind of just like bats it away and he kind of like starts to laugh at you.
I will be disgruntled and stand there.
All right. That brings us to Seth.
Seeing how successful Doug was, I think Seth is going to cast a firebolt at Jogren there, assuming he's within 60 feet.
That is correct.
Okay. And am I rolling with advantage or not? He was hiding. I mean, I don't know if that's...
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. 9 plus 6, 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's 4 fire damage.
All right. Doug, as you're standing there, like getting a little frustrated that this dog is laughing at you, you see this like fire just kind of hit him in his side, and he kind of turns and looks in the direction it came. But it's a surprise round, so he does not get his turn this go around, and that brings us back to Aloran, as long as Seth had nothing else on this plate.
Nope, Seth is good, kind of hiding in the back, doing what his brother told him to do.
Excellent.
He's
All
good.
right. All right, Aloran.
Nietzsche might be muted.
Sorry. Aha. So I'm going to kind of move up this way a little bit. I'm going to say, keep the big one alive. We're going to have some questions. And then I'm going to shoot the guy that I shot before.
All right, roll to attack, please.
Hey. Fired. 28 to hit.
That definitely hits.
No sneak attack because he's not fighting anybody and it wasn't hidden, but Hunter's mark. There's a 1 on Hunter. 12 total.
All right. As you pull back the arrow and you're aiming, you see that this guy just kind of whips his head around and you see the perfect spot. You release the arrow and it catches him in his neck and he just kind of gurgles and slumps over, deader than a doornail.
I will use my bonus action to shift it to drill.
All right. All right. Do you need to move anymore, or is that your turn?
I'll kind of move up a bit, but not blocking Seth's line.
Okay. All right. Ark, it is your go.
Does Ark like? I know Alluring asked a similar question, but like, does Ark recognize this werewolf at all? Like, is he wearing the Black Crescent Moon or anything like that, or
You don't notice the big werewolf wearing the Black Crescent Moon, but
Okay.
you do note that it is on the body of the guy in front of you.
okay,
Yeah. The big werewolf, like he's not wearing a shirt and he's got weird tattoos, but no markings.
Mhm.
But from Elorin's reactions and whatnot, you kind of get the vibe that that's probably the guy.
okay. So Ark will kind of run straight forward. Are we playing flanking rules?
No.
Okay. All right. So Ark will run until he's 10 feet away from the dude.
Okay.
And with his big, long bugbear arms, he's going to slash at him with his longsword.
Okay.
And that is a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay. So, and my goal is not to kill him.
Okay.
Just saying. I don't think I would, but that is 8 slashing.
Okay.
And as his echo also slashes toward him and makes an attack. That one's gonna be a miss. That is an 11 to hit.
That I'm afraid is a miss.
Okay. I will use one of my unleash incarnations, which essentially. Wait a second. No, that's what I've been doing. Nope. Disregard.
All right.
Sorry. Ark will just kind of yell,
What did you do with my master?
and he kind of gets there's like this like growl to it. Like I don't know, like he invoked some sort of rage or something. Not a barbarian rage, just anger.
Normal rage. A rage with no bonus effects.
Yes, exactly.
He
All
angry.
right. All right.
That'll end my turn.
All right, Doug.
Okay. I will attempt to attack him again.
Okay.
13.
13 does hit.
Oh, hold on. I wasn't ready. Okay. I was like, there's no way.
Maybe there is.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Daggone right.
5. And let me make sure we're on the type there. Sorry. Oop. It is slashing.
All right. Doug, as your sword bites into him, you notice that you think it should have done a little more damage, but it doesn't seem to have affected him near as much as you would have liked.
I will say out, he has some sort of stoppage on slashing, I believe. I'm not fully sure.
All right. Right. Is there anything else you wish to do?
No. I will move not so to him to get a attack of opportunity, but to his right. That would be my right, drifting to his left.
So there,
Yes.
right on.
Thank you.
No worries. All right, Seth.
Okay. I think Seth's eyes have turned from like more of like a yellowish gold to more of like an orange at this point. And he is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on this creature,
All
which
right.
is a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
That is correct, and that is a natural 1.
It's okay. That's a fail.
Wait, wait.
And it should be fun what happens after this. I don't know if you can do this with psychic damage, not trying to kill. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 psychic, and he has to take his reaction and run away from me. So that should give Ark and Doug
That
opportunity attacks.
he runs over here, and it is to the edge of the cave. So, I will say, yeah, they'll both get attacks of opportunity on him.
I like that spell.
Pretty nice.
That was not great. That's a 12 for Arc.
That hits.
Oh, okay, nice. I'll take it.
His AC is terrible.
Oh, max damage, baby. All right,
Yeah.
that's
11 or 12.
14 slashing for Arc.
All right.
Even reduced, that's pretty good. Especially when it's not his turn.
Arc, you notice that your damage, like, it did what it should have done. A quick analysis, you think maybe Doug does not have magic weapons. Seth, is there what
Did Doug take his?
Yeah, Doug, you have attack opportunity.
Maybe you're muted. Okay.
I crit it.
Oh yes! All right.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, in case
Just
you were
sit
wondering
there
why
wondering
we
why
didn't
it went
react,
so quiet.
Yeah. You looked
Come on,
excited.
guys,
That's
this is
why I was-
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I
All
thought
right.
you'd be a lot more happier for me.
Yeah, whatever.
These guys are the worst.
Oh, a natural 20, whoop-de-doo.
Right.
I got one of those before.
10.
All right.
The rolls weren't good.
Hey,
All right.
Every little bit counts.
All right. Seth, is there anything else you wish to do before the end of your turn?
I think with the way that this is playing out, he would kind of move up to actually I think I can move him. Tell me if this is okay. He would just kind of move to like here.
Yeah, that is
Nothing
perfectly-
crazy. Just
That is perfectly fine.
moving in a little bit, and then he would end his turn.
Excellent. Now, Jogren does get a turn, and you all see Jogren's hands start to come alight, and they start to flicker and flash. Doug, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw. I think you're muted again, Mackenzie.
Sorry. It's a 9.
Okay. Give me just a second to finish rolling up this damage.
Oh,
You hate to see it.
That's what you want to hear your DM say.
The big thud.
not a good sign.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite memes. Because they just keep rolling dice. Oh.
Oh, 46 damage ain't bad. I said 40d6.
Oh, okay.
So Doug, how much HP do you have?
Oh, yikes.
Oh, no.
19.
Yeah. So you guys all look as Jogren casts a spell, and you see this just streak of lightning burst forth from his werewolf hands, and Doug is just enveloped. And Doug, you take 38 points of damage.
I die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 19 times 2 is 38.
I was like, I got 4. Nope.
I knew your health was low.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's terrible. Because my con's terrible.
Yeah.
Care
So-
about
Rolls
taking
are
off
terrible.
that.
You guys see as the lightning finally dissipates, there's a charred husk of the tabaxi you once knew and loved as Bobtail Doug. It just kind of falls to the floor.
The rocks got me.
At this point, you all notice the mists in here are starting to swirl and envelop all of you. Suddenly, you all feel a whoosh of energy, and the mist fully surround all of you. You hear Jogren howl, and as he's howling, it just fades away. Suddenly, you all find yourselves still together in the middle of a wooded area.
Do we see each other, or was it still foggy?
It is
Do I
still foggy.
notice?
It is still foggy. Doug, you are exploring the twin paradises of Bitopia right now.
Oh my gosh.
Is Doug's body with us? Or
Doug's body is not with you.
Ark! Ark!
Jeff!
Lauren?
Jeff, where are you?
I'm
And
over here.
he'd like, without even paying any attention to whether there's still enemies anywhere near, Ark at that sound and change of scenery will turn around and immediately search for Seth. Even if he's right in view, he'll go directly to him.
All right, yeah. Seth is right there, and you run up to him. Seth, important note. With your past, you have felt a sensation like this
Oh,
twice before in your life. You don't feel it's the same place you've been to, but it's definitely a similar vibe that you've had before.
Okay. So like I just feel like there's fey magic about, like kind of thing, or
You don't feel necessarily fey magic. You feel it was some sort of a shift to a different dimension, different plane.
okay.
Can I sense him still with the hunter's mark?
Oh, good question.
As the howl faded, your hunter's mark was immediately canceled, and you feel it was some magic far more powerful than you could even imagine at work.
I don't think we're not home anymore. We're somewhere else now. This is what it felt like when oh gosh.
It's okay. It's all right.
All right.
We're together.
Okay. Did you see what happened to your friend Doug?
Yeah, I saw.
Are you guys okay?
My hair's still standing up from the electricity near me, but aside from that, the feeling of shock, doing all right.
You said we're in a forest.
You are, yes.
Is there like, does it look like a familiar forest? Like, are we still like on the material plane, or were we like?
It does not look like a familiar forest. As for material plane, I would say you wouldn't. I would say you wouldn't be able to ascertain that you've shifted to a plane. You just feel like some magic just grabbed you and just pulled you.
Sure.
Does Lauren mention that out loud, like if he's wondering, or he's just thinking? Sounded like he was just thinking, but
Probably just thinking.
Yeah.
What he would say is, he'd be like, "Well, not sure what happened, but magic mark that I placed on him has been severed, and usually I can sense their direction, at least to some extent, with it. That seems to have dissipated."
I don't think we're like where we were. Like I went to the Feywild once, and it was like that. Something like that happened, and I don't think we're home anymore. On the material plane. I don't think we're there. Well, I don't think we're there.
Does my
Ark, what do we do?
longsword still sense danger nearby? I think it's within like 30 feet or something. It's nothing crazy.
It does not. It doesn't give you any tinglies.
Can I try and like climb up a tree and get a view around, get some bearings to some extent?
Absolutely. You climb up this tree, and it's pretty well heavily wooded where you're at, but you do spot a clearing that a road is passing through.
I'll let Ark and Seth know. Okay, so there does appear to be a road over this way. You said that we may have teleported, shifted.
I don't really know, but like I know there's places that are different than like where we were, and you know I was in the Feywild for a bit one time, and when I traveled, that's what it felt like, something like that. His eyes are very, very bright yellow right now.
All right.
Ark will just say,
Wherever we are, we're not in immediate danger.
There's another plus. I do well at surveying the scene ahead and scouting out, so there is a road over this way. I'll probably try and stay a bit ahead of both of you, but I think the three of us are going to need to rely on each other in order to find where we are and to get back.
Hey Baron,
Yes.
how long has it been since he cast Pass Without Trace? Because it lasts for an hour.
I would say with the pull into this realm, you would have lost concentration on it.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay.
I say with Aloran talking about losing his spell being canceled, do you think maybe it is like
Sure.
it just canceled everything?
Can I request that we just take a 5-minute break?
Absolutely.
Unless we're ending soon.
Sure.
Say we'll end about 10:30, but we can take a break.
If we're doing 10:30, I can wait. If we're doing 10:30, I can wait. It's okay.
Take that platter. We'll hold it, Josh.
All right. About that time, you guys start heading towards the road, and you hear a thump, 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 rapidly approaching you. Out of the mists, a figure appears. Mackenzie, would you please describe and introduce your real character?
Yes. You see somebody just plop out, big old thighs, kind of an off-colored fur skin. He's 4'8", 5'6" if you include the ears. Very young, brownish colored hair, and the eyes are very, very blue as he shoots out from the outside, holding his little tiny axe, and he's wearing a necklace of a rabbit's foot. Pops out. Hey, travelers, how y'all doing? Is it doing good? What are you doing here? How can I help you? Why? Name's Be Lucky. I don't know. I don't get it either. So, hi.
Hello. A bit much. We're not from
Yeah.
around here, so
Okay,
perhaps
all right.
you could help.
Got that.
Help.
Okay,
Tell
next.
us where we are.
You?
Do you prefer bee or lucky?
Okay, all right. Well, okay, next kid.
Do you know where we are?
Yeah, okay, all right. We all got that all established. All right, well, are we ready?
Ready for what?
Are we late for perhaps an important date?
Oh yeah, right. But yes, but due to copyright laws, I'd like you to stay on my personal affairs. Thanks. So yeah, let's just figure out where we need to go, and it shall be terrific. I'm just so glad you guys are here. It's about
Were
time.
you expecting us?
I'm expecting always everyone every time. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Great. Well, lead the way. Where are we going?
We are going to meet my boss. Let me think. Vladrick. Yes, we got to meet Vladrick. That's what we got to meet. I got to take you all there because I assume that's why you're here.
And why are we meeting Vladrick?
When everybody shows up, I take them to him. He lets them know what's going on, and I get my money and I leave.
Great.
And I have ability to make the DM disappear.
Apparently,
It's a magnificent ability.
you just shunt the Overlord out of existence.
Guys, I think we just won D&D.
We win. Yes.
Mic drop. 10:30.
Oh no, he's back.
Vladrick. Great. Where does Vladrick live?
I don't remember in real life.
B, you know that if you venture along the edge of the mists long enough with the intent to find him, he will appear to you. That's how your relationship has always been.
Okay. So just like you followed the mist in, we'll just follow it around and around and around and around, and then he'll be there.
Beautiful. Makes total sense.
Be lucky.
And we've wasted 1 minute and 32 seconds explaining that.
Be lucky.
Be lucky.
I'm going to tell you a name.
Yes.
Your reaction to this name is going to determine how the rest of this interaction goes. Do you know a Jogren?
I don't know. No Jogan, no Joe Green, no none of them. Mm-mm.
No Mean Joe
No.
Green.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green, never seen him.
Okay.
All right.
Guess we should just follow him.
It would appear the plot is shoving us in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the strangest thing that's happened today.
Looking at you, Doug.
Well,
Yeah, where's Doug?
All right.
we're gonna need some answers, and unfortunately, seems like Vladrick may be the next best option we have.
All right. B, you lead your newly found companions along the mist, and every once in a while you yell out, Vladrick, Vladrick, I found some more. And in a nice flourish and swirl of a cloak, you all see a rather pale man appear. He has his face kind of covered. He's wearing a dark red cloak. What hair you can see peeking out is dark, and it appears to be long. His face is covered with like a half cowl like mask, kind of like a good old Kakashi sensei. And he says, "B, my friend, it appears you
I
have
am.
brought me more travelers."
Yes, as always. As always. They're very excited, I think. I don't know. I didn't ask them.
That is fair. Welcome, everyone, to the land of Barovia. I am the man in the mist, as some of the folk call me. Vladrick is what you may refer to me as. May I ask what brought you here?
We could ask quite the same question.
Be lucky
I
you
did,
brought us
sir.
here.
Didn't quite come by
thought
choice.
Apologies, I meant aside from be lucky. What brought you to this land?
I don't know.
Were you doing?
You think
Were you doing evil things? Were you fighting evil?
We were fighting someone, yes.
Were?
It appears the mists have pulled you in as well as them. These things happen from time to time.
So you're saying the mists have pulled who we were also combating?
I would say that is a fair assumption. He may be here, he may be elsewhere, but if you very here, I'd say it's very good probability.
We're gonna need to find him.
As I'm sure you will. But in the meantime, what shall you do? I may have inquiries. I may be able to search things for you. If you would perhaps do things for me, maybe I could help you get back to the home that you were grasped and pulled from.
Seems like we really need to be talking to the mist.
You may try, but you may die.
Do you know how to send us back home?
I know a ritual that could be channeled, and the power of this ritual can send you home. But it requires several things, some things of great power that reside in this land. If you are willing to go and fetch them, I would be willing to help you with the ritual as long as you helped me with a few things.
Why do you need those things?
Well, they bring a great deal of power, and the person who is currently ruling this land is very despicable, and I would like to use that power to remove them.
Oh,
What would you do once this great evil has been removed?
I would continue about my business in the mists. I am simply here to help.
Just a benevolent mist being, is it?
Benevolent, no. I have things that I need, things that I want. Power is one of them. If I have that power, I can go beyond the mists.
Seems as if Vladric may be contained to.
I'm sorry, what was it? It cut out.
So it seems like you're contained to the mists.
Yes, on occasion I can venture out, but the more power I get, the more I will be able to go about my business. What say you? Help me in my quest, or help me in my quest and venture home, or be stuck here? I will also throw in searching for this friend of yours. This friend, I must say.
Quite the acquaintance of ours. I cannot speak for my two compatriots here, but I am.
What about the two of
what do
you?
you think, Ark?
I'd like to know more about what we'll actually be doing for you, but for now, I'm in.
All right, then I am too.
All right. I will have my good friend B here join up with you and help you out. Yes, B, you will be doing this. I understand you. I know your temperament. B is a good man. He's quite famous in a few towns here. Might be able to get you some things for lesser than others. But I will send you on your way. B, I will contact you in the usual way.
Always,
Whenever
always.
I have tracked down this first relic.
That sounds good, sir. I'll make sure they get there. I'll make sure they're safe. I'll make sure they don't get killed. I'll make sure they get killed. And I'll make sure they'll be safe.
You're gonna make sure we get killed?
No. The last thing I said was be safe. You gotta keep up.
Vladric kind of leans into you, Aloran. He says, he's quite the character.
Quite enthusiastic.
And with that, the mists kind of pull in around him, and he just kind of drifts back and disappears into the mist. And with that, we will call an end to episode 1 of Ravenloft is for Lovers. I hope you guys had a good time. Hope I didn't traumatize you too much with the death of Doug.
I was astounded.
There was a moment where I was like, I think he just killed Mackenzie's character.
Yeah.
I was like, but then I was like, I'm pretty sure he was a rabbit. The last I knew.
Exactly. I
So it's
thought
like,
that I was
but-
just like, oh, I guess he changed his mind and wanted to do like
Yeah,
something else.
yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. Like he's not failing.
I could see the confusion in Josh's face whenever I was like, oh yeah, and he's this cat person. And Josh was like, no.
I thought I
that's-"
heard you wrong at first, and then I was like, no, because I was just in the D&D Beyond thing, and he's definitely be lucky, and I'm like, all right, I'm missing something.
Oh, bobtail.
Awesome. Well, everyone who came and watched this stream, this game, thank you. We all greatly appreciate it. If you would, go and check out JNJ Tabletop and hit the subscribe button over there. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button here, why don't you hit that? Because it'd be pretty cool. Until next time,
Click the
everyone,